I've used Windows 10 for about a week before I ultimately switched back to Windows 7. As you can probably tell, if I switched back, that means I didn't like Windows 10. But why? What was so bad about Windows 10 that I didn't want to keep it as my operating system? Well, in this video, I plan to tell you my experience with Windows 10 that I've had. Hopefully you guys will understand where I'm coming from. Before I actually get to the problems I've had, let me just say 3 things. 1. My computer was bought brand new in 2013 and was designed with Windows 8.1 in mind, so it should have no problems running Windows 10 smoothly. 2. I absolutely love Windows 10's new features and design. I think Windows 10 really nails down the entire modern aesthetic pretty well, as it looks simple yet gorgeous, as well as all the new features that were introduced are also, I feel, were a quite welcome addition. 3. My computer is a laptop because I try to be a hipster. Now that I've gotten those out of the way, let's actually go over why I switched back. Before upgrading, I did hear and read on various news sites that Windows 10 runs much better than Windows 7, and it's recommended for Windows 7 users to upgrade when they get the chance. However, for me, performance was pretty bad. I don't know what it is, but something running in the background as a system process was chewing up all my RAM and about 40% of my CPU at any given point, even when just sitting idle in the desktop. Gaming performance, as you can imagine, was also pretty bad. Most of the games that I played felt considerably choppy, more so than on Windows 7, with some games actually glitching out in terms of graphics. That could be blamed on a dying GPU or some other component, sure, but considering those exact same games started to work absolutely flawlessly on Windows 7 after switching back, I'm positive that it was either Windows 10 causing an issue or the drivers being unoptimized for Windows 10, despite the operating system telling me that my drivers are fully up to date and are compatible with the operating system itself. If you want proof that I was getting graphical glitches, these are 2 screenshots I've taken in a game called Fairy Fencer F. One's of the main menu, and one is a screen cap of all the current characters in the story. Do you notice these weird lines? On Windows 10, while playing Fairy Fencer F, those lines were everywhere. In every menu, every cutscene, you get the point. The game ran fine, smooth 60 frames per second with a frame rate dropping very rarely, and the gameplay itself was more than playable, but it made navigating the menus and watching cutscenes way too awkward. After switching back to Windows 7, not only did I start getting less frame rate drops, but also all the graphical glitches I've had on Windows 10 were completely gone, not even reappearing once. I also felt like Windows 10 was simply gonna kill my computer. This is a small, and I really mean small, screen cap I took one day before switching back to Windows 7 and sent it to a friend to show him how hot my computer gets when I'm just sitting idle in the desktop and Steam running in the background. Obviously, as you can imagine, that is not normal in the slightest. Now, here's me running the exact same program on Windows 7 with Firefox, Chrome, Steam, Paint, WinRAR, and a bunch of other programs running in the background. It's a whole lot less. I do not know what the hell was causing my PC to overheat like that, but I'm willing to put my 2 cents on that one background process which was eating my resources, since it never went below that number. And lastly, compatibility. Compatibility was also quite an issue. My USB keyboard and mouse disconnect very frequently and spontaneously on Windows 10, and took about 2 minutes to reconnect, sometimes even requiring a full system restart just to get them to work. The PlayStation 3 controller drivers I had installed did not work on Windows 10 anymore, requiring me to look up an alternative method of playing with a PlayStation 3 controller, which, by the way, was actually a really bad alternative method since it was very unstable. And my laptop keyboard as well, it just spontaneously self-locked on Windows 10 with no reason. Like, I didn't do anything, and my laptop keyboard just completely stopped responding on Windows 10. It just self-locked for some reason. After all of that frustration and all of those problems, I've decided to return my PC to Windows 7. Performance was once again quite fast and smooth, including my gaming performance. My PC stopped overheating, my task manager looked fine, and all my drivers worked perfectly fine, including my laptop keyboard and my USB stuff. So yeah, it was not all happy days for me with Windows 10. I'm glad I switched back to Windows 7, and I'm probably going to keep using 7 until it becomes obsolete, which is not going to happen for a long time. I mean, just look at Windows XP. It's been over a year since Microsoft stopped supporting it, but many developers, program and game devs alike are still releasing stuff that is perfectly compatible with Windows XP. For now, I really have no reason to switch from Windows 7 to any other operating system, and I'm glad, because Windows 7 is a great operating system, albeit a little bit old. So, let me know in the comments below, did you upgrade to Windows 10? If so, how was it for you? I would love to read what you guys have to say about Windows 10 so far. I mean, it's only fair, since you listened to me complain for a few minutes. Thanks for watching, all comments and ratings are very appreciated. I'll see you in the next video.